Greetings, fellow gamers. It's K-Wing here, bringing you review number 56 of Pikmin for the Nintendo GameCube. This strategy, RPG / RTS puzzle, insane, fun game. Reviewing now. Time for the story of Pikmin. This is a story created by the reviewer. Deep in the dark depths of space, our hero, Captain Olmar, has arrived out of hyperspace and is thinking about treating himself to an impromptu vacation, when all of a sudden, his ship, the SS Dolphin, is struck by a meteorite. This meteorite has made the SS Dolphin careen wildly out of control and off course. As the ship arrives into the strange blue planet's atmosphere and begins to break apart, our hero wonders if he will ever feel the loving embrace of his beloved wife and see the smile on his son's face ever again. Concept for this game. Can I please see a show of hands of how many people are annoyed at Nintendo for starting yet another Nintendo game with a sleeping hero? It's been done to death, Shigeru Miyamoto. Anyway, as soon as Captain Olmar wakes up, it's time for us to slap him in the face with what will happen to him if he doesn't get his button gear. Basically, Olmar finds out that he has exactly 30 days to repair the SS Dolphin before he runs out of life support and dies on this beautiful, poison blue planet. So it's up to you, the player, to save Captain Olmar and collect all 30 ship parts. Although you really don't need all 30, you can beat the game with 24, but... Anyway, Olmar discovers this onion thing that spits out the Pikmin. Now, what's a Pikmin? Well, Pikmin are tiny animals and cross between small Teletubbies and the Fraggles, down to Fraggle Rock. If you don't know what a Fraggle is, look it up. Old 80s show, great show. Anyway, you have three types of Pikmin. The red, which are your warrior Pikmin and do whatever you tell them to do because they're dumb. And the yellow Pikmin, which are your demolition guys and construction workers. Although, unlike real construction workers, they don't sit around the side of the road drinking a cup of joe and doing nothing until a police officer comes by. And the blue Pikmin, you guessed it, they work in water. Wow. Now, basically, the whole purpose of the Pikmin is for you to use them, you heard me right, use them to fulfill your goals. Now, isn't that wicked? So you use them to build bridges, you use them to collect your ship parts, because let's face it, Olmar's too lazy to pick up his own ship parts. I can definitely see a child labor suit coming! Anyway, when the Pikmin bring back dead animals to their red onions, they sprout more Pikmin. Now, you can only have a total of 100 Pikmin in the field at the time, but whatever Pikmin don't come out, they stay in the onion. So, that's the whole concept. Get your ship parts, no more than 100 Pikmin, yada yada. Controls for this game. Okay. In order to control Captain Olmar, all you use is the joystick on top of the GameCube controller. Now, first, let me just say that Nintendo did a really good job of making the controls for this game. The gameplay is great, I like the gameplay, and I don't have any issues with the gameplay. It's very simple. In fact, the A button is going to be used a lot in this game, mainly for harvesting Pikmin and throwing Pikmin at enemies and stuff like that. And you can also command Pikmin to do different formations and stuff with the C-stick, I believe it's called. And the Pikmin will do different commands. You can also split Pikmin into different groups by color by tapping the X button. As you can see, I've split the water Pikmin and the warrior Pikmin into different classes. Very RPG-like if you think about it. Because you have the warriors, demolition, water. And of course, you have camera viewpoints, like the L button is used to rotate the camera, the R button is used to zoom in and out, and the Z button will kind of act as your angle, where you can kind of change stuff, where I just plainly demonstrated that. Alright, it's time for the design for this game. I actually have to apologize to you guys. I'm actually falling asleep because of the music. Now, Koji Kondo did an amazing step-up job, but the music is too serene, it's too peaceful, and it's way too beautiful for this game. And sometimes it doesn't work with what's going on, but it's just so beautiful. I love it. It puts me to sleep all the time. In fact, I use it sometimes when I've had a bad day at work or something. Anyway, I have to say that the design element and the detail and everything about this game is like something out of a dream. Miyamoto did an amazing job of making this game very serene and very dreamlike, and it's very peaceful and very relaxing. I can't think of many RTS games that are relaxing, and this game is just, you pop it in the GameCube and you play it and you're in another world. It's wonderful. I also like the fact that I explained in the concept that when you have 100 Pikmin on the screen, what I failed to mention, which I was saving for, is each Pikmin is unique and different, and they are all doing their own little thing, and it doesn't slow down the gameplay, it doesn't slow down the game at all. It's all real time, it's all smooth and great. The boss battles in this game too are very well detailed, and each boss is completely different in its design than the last boss. One example would be the beetle to the Smoky Frog. I also really like the water effects for the menus. I like the stage selection screen too, it's very cool. I like the star effects with the menus and the whole bubbles and water effect. It's a very peaceful game. Time for the history of this game. Okay, so you know Pikmin was a launch title for the GameCube, right? But do you know how the game was originally supposed to be? According to an interview with Shigeru Miyamoto, the original plans for Pikmin was to be a game where you could watch development of two human beings. The game's working title was called Adam and Eve and was supposed to be a Sims-type game. This idea was found to be far too racy for Nintendo, and they scrapped the game. However, the real idea for Pikmin later came to Miyamoto when he was working in his garden, and he was watching the different things grow and how the insects and animals all interacted within the garden and Miyamoto, and that's how the idea for Pikmin came. According to an interview after the release of the game, Miyamoto admitted that Pikmin are named after his sheepdog. Pikmin was popular enough to get a sequel in 2004. During the Game Developers Conference in 2007, Miyamoto mentioned that most of the elements of Mario 128 were incorporated into the Pikmin games. Captain Omar has recently appeared in Brawl and his popularity has skyrocketed. Is it enough to make a Pikmin 3? I guess we'll find out at E3 2008. Bad aspect of this game. Other than the fact that the music does not fit the mood of this game or what's going on, it's still beautiful music, Koji Kondo. Another thing I didn't like about this game is the day to night segments. I mean, the game is already annoying enough without that, and it's really not needed. The game is already challenging enough, believe me. Another thing that bothered me a lot about this game was the scooping bugs later on in the game, because they steal your Pikmin, they're hard to kill, and they take so much time out of the day to kill them. Not to mention the Smoky Frog, that kind of Godzilla thing that appears on day 15, is one of the hardest and deadliest bosses in the whole game. He can wipe out just about all your Pikmin just by walking over them. Ouch! Time for the good aspect of this game. I really enjoyed the fact that Captain Olimar keeps a daily diary. It really adds to the whole development of the character, and it really makes you feel like you care for the character too, so that was really cool. I also really like how you can replay just about all the levels by going back to your most recent game save. And the reason this is cool is because since the days are so short and you're wandering through these places and your Pikmin are being killed off and you mess up, it's like, I don't have to go to the next day. I can just go back to a recent game save and there you go. So that was really a great element for this game. I also loved the red Pikmin and how barbaric and cannibalistic they are, and they're just insane. But I do have to say, this game does have some faults, but it has some good strengths too. I mean, this is a great strategy, RTS, RPG, puzzle type game, and if you're into that, then this game is great for you. Pikmin for Nintendo GameCube is original and fresh, and I did like it, but it did make me a bit sleepy, so Pikmin does get a 9 out of 10. The next review will be Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for the Sega Master System, and Sega Genesis, and also the Nintendo Wii Virtual Console. Well, gamers, this has been K-Wing. God bless, and happy gaming. Thank you so much for watching.